Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. Today I want to test something. I am not sure if these these things here basically hold air, and that's a thing we should test. One of the guys I'm watching when it comes to Space Engineers, Epic Tech, a small guy, in my range, a small guy. That's a thing in my range when it comes to views and all that stuff. He had problems with the merge blocks, and I want to see if they are airtight. I need something to test that with, and at the moment I only have two big ships here, the Duchessa and this thing, and I don't want to modify around the Duchessa, so we will just take this thing as a test bed. Maybe use the backside of it to attach some blocks and see how airtight these blocks really are. So let us maneuver this around. It flies so well. I like the modular thrusters. They're a bit overpowered, I have the feeling. At least just a bit. Not bad, but they definitely are, because this ship just is really thrust happy. So let me turn the backside towards this and get a bit up, and then we modify the backside with some blocks. Maybe we get away a bit from it, just to see how airtight this whole thing really is. Good. Okay. We need to add some normal armor blocks, maybe connectors, and maybe a merge block. Merge block. One size merge block. That's a mod I've installed. I want the normal merge blocks. By the way, the new merge blocks. Ooh, I really like that design. I really like it. So I want to get a bit away from the whole thing because of the thrusters. So we will make just basically a box on here and add some merge blocks to it. If it is airtight, we should be able to open the outside door and shouldn't have any problems with losing air. Good. This episode, by the way, might be a bit shorter. I'm a bit out of time. A bit out of time. I'm not pre-recording this, but this is a recording I'm doing a bit earlier so that I have something for the week. There will be a lot of work for me in this week, and so we will just make some tests now and maybe see what else we can do if we get this done a lot a lot faster than we should be. And I already can see that we are already one problem this all might do is I could run into the problem that he says this whole thing here is a ship again. Maybe we are better safe than sorry, and I want to add this and this. I have still turned on the supported stations, so if this changes again, if I disconnect it and then it changes again, then hopefully this gets turned into a ship, this stays a station. Merge blocks are when it comes to merging two ships or stations together, merge blocks are a bit dangerous, in my opinion. A bit dangerous when it comes to that. Let me see. Do I have an antenna on here and a remote control? I don't have an antenna. Ooh, the gyro looks nice too. I'm constantly... I find new blocks that I have not seen yet constantly, and oh, man. Okay, let us put an antenna on there and maybe a remote block, a remote control. Someone out there is doing, don't know, weird things with his moped. I don't like that when people do that to me. I think that is the front. So, because now I can just connect to it and then steer that thing with the remote control in there. I will try to save before we do that. And then, wait for this info. Set this to just minor. Why are you doing that? Okay, now this is the minor and shouldn't be large grid something anymore. Come on. Yes, good. Okay, one thing I always should take a look at is what is with the... I don't know if something happened to the game or to the nanites. At the moment, they don't fail me much when it comes to what blocks belong to who. I'm happy about that. Okay, I should also add the corners here to see if it merges them too. Okay, now we fly. Good. Let me get that. By the way, we can take a look at the new remote access thing here. What I really like, because here we can see what we have in the close vicinity that is steerable, and we can just go in and say take control of this thing, and then we can fly it. That's really neat. Okay, come on. Come on. I'm flying that on side here. That's... It moved the station. It moved the station, definitely. Oh no, that's bad. That's bad. Let me take a look if it... No, it's still... It looked like it moved the station. If that happens, then I'm royally screwed, because then our... then we cannot use merge blocks, because that would screw with the funnel down there. We would have to make a bigger funnel. I'm constantly doing all of this testing in my Let's Play world, and this is very risky. This is very risky. Okay, let me get to the merge blocks. So if we turn them off, so this should be a ship now. That's one thing that makes me crazy when it comes to the merge blocks. So if we use merge blocks, we constantly will have the problem that something gets made into a ship, gets made into a station, and we always have to go over this and then change that. So that's why I would like to have, don't know, a docking system that doesn't work that way. So let me find the merge blocks. I should have named them all. Okay, we turn this off. Now we should have two separate entities again. Or, so these merge blocks are still online. This is still a station. And this is still a station too. So, and it changes the name. Convert to ship. Okay, this flew away. This stayed where it is. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. Okay. I'm not too impressed with the merge blocks. Everybody always tells me, the merge blocks, use the merge blocks. You definitely need to take a look at the merge blocks. I'm not a big fan of them. They were good for building, in my opinion, but when it comes to building ships and docking ships to each other, I am not a big fan of them. What we didn't test is if it is airtight, and I will do that. The first test was just the thing to see if we royally screw us. If we now we take a look at this whole thing again. Merge blocks, turn them on again, and then control the miner. What's with these merge blocks? They are off too. Where's the problem now? Okay, and what is with the Mars? What's with the orbital base? Let us go a bit away now, go back into range and see what happens. Come on. Yes. And it definitely moves the station. It definitely moves it. Sorry, people, merge blocks will not work. We will test it. We will test this now, but I will not use merge blocks to connect the ships to the station. This does not work for me. This is not working. Sorry, but it definitely moves this thing. It might be just an optical illusion or something like that, but I have the strong feeling that it moves this station, and I don't want that to happen. Never ever should this thing move when we merge it. What I want to test is now if it is airtight. If it is, then at least some of the people can happy with that. I know that connecting ships to each other, that is completely okay for me. We have the ability to make, don't know, something like trailer ships, or have ships that have connected machinery or something like that. For this, I would say that's okay, but here I have the strong feeling that the station definitely moves, and we have to go through all the motions of, okay, now then rename that again, make this into a ship again, this into a station again, and that's not a thing I really like. Okay, this is an airlock, by the way, so here I can use that, and now we just open the door and see what happens. Aha! And that's also a thing that happens. It's not airtight anymore. So merge blocks are not airtight. I saw a lot of let us build airlocks, airtight airlocks with merge blocks, and at least this is not the way how it works. So what you, I think, could do is have some diagonal blocks. So connect this up with diagonal blocks. Have the merge blocks not as the outside blocks. Just have them as connecting blocks somewhere on the outside. We'll go outside and take a look at this. I will close this door again so I don't depressurize the whole station when I'm when I'm going back and forth. So okay, let us go outside again. Outside again. Ugh. Yeah, by the way, you can see that I plan a room in the middle of this. Oh no. Don't push me out of the airlock. I plan a room in the middle of this whole thing that basically connects the sections to each other. I want to have that to be a bit safe. So if something gets depressurized, there's not open doors everywhere, and you lose all the air in the whole station. So what you could do is have also, I think, these some slope blocks at this position, and then move the merge blocks out one block. That should be airtight. As far as I know, this for some reason is airtight, but again, these blocks are not airtight. So if you work with them, then keep that in mind. Merge blocks are not airtight. That's bad, but we will work around that and work with a different system. And again, we will not work with merge blocks when it comes to connecting ships up to this station. I have the feeling connectors will be a better solution here. Maybe we can do something with the energy fields. Don't know. Have a system where two of these. What we could do, and this is just an idea. Have something above here. Have basically a system where although this could be a bit not. It could be a bit naughty. We could have an opening where a docking adapter basically goes into a room that is airtight with these energy fields we use for the hangar, and maybe so these energy fields here, because you know that these blocks here basically make a penetrable airtight energy field in front of the door. So we have an airtight room, although the door is completely open. And we could do, something similar. Have some energy field blocks above here, where two connectors. It's hard to explain. I can't build that right now. So we would use some blocks on the outside, basically that project an energy field. It would be too big, so we could have something that projects an energy field from here to maybe somewhere over here. get rid of this again. And energy something. Shield. What is the name of this thing? This is the force field door. And I think we have a force field of 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Yes. G force field, and then 5 blocks. Oh yeah, that's the problem right now. Let me remove this. And then these should be disconnected from each other again, or? Okay, I will just remove this stuff here too. Just to be sure. I don't want to convert the whole thing into a ship again. Do I still have I still have that. So this is okay, and I can just convert this back into a ship. How is it called? It is called static grid something something. We will rename it minor. And then we fly that thing a bit out of the way so that we can remote access, minor, take control, move it a bit away, get out of it, and then I always have to test if this thing is still a base. Convert to ship, orbital base, it is still a base. Good. So we basically remove these blocks, and we could see if we are able to make this smaller. At the moment it really is not really beautiful if we have this big of a chunk of okay, we have to place it against something that makes it even worse. Okay, something like this. Have this thing. Let me finish this, and then I come back to you with a concept. Maybe you have some ideas for that then too. So I'm back. And one thing you always have to remember with these force field doors is they work like hangar doors, so you have to close them before they work. So you can see I have a seal here now. And what I basically have done is I've encased this whole thing. And now I want to try if I can, and I know your dirty minds will come to to weird conclusions here, but I have two connectors here to have basically a stable, hopefully a stable connection, and one that doesn't is not crooked to the sides or something like that. We will have to see how that works out. I will try if this does anything good for us here. I'm not sure where to park myself, because this way we let me take a look at it again. This way we might be able to establish a connection and a safe connection, and hopefully we see that, don't know, this is airtight in the end. I have an air vent here that at least should tell us if this the room in here is airtight in the end. That because then we would have airlocks that we could use to transfer crew and all that stuff between the ships without having to put on their suits or something like that. Let me see if I can get remote access to the miner again. And maybe we can... I hope I'm not in the... I have the fear that I'm in the engine. In the way of the engines. I will have to step aside a bit. Oh, and one thing I should take a look at again is... what is with... everything belongs to me here. And now on this side... It looked so nice before, but if this works, we could maybe change this a bit and make it look different. It will be big, that's a problem, but on the other hand, it might be airtight. So let me drive this thing into there. Okay. This is not good. No, this will not work out. There is connection. There is a connection. Can I... there is a connection. Do I have connection on both sides? I have. This is unnerving, but let us go inside and see how this whole... the stuff looks. This is the best entry we can have for now. And see if this whole thing is airtight. That would be neat. So the room in here should be airtight. So it was before. And now it still should be. We still have oxygen. That's a good thing. And it is still airtight. This is not airtight. So we have a force field here, but the force field just counts for this room. It could be that it also vanishes through holes like these or something like that. But that's why I try to have this part of the ship inside of the... we could later try if it also does something, don't know. Okay, we have oxygen here, and then where does the oxygen... see, this is our problem. The line of oxygen basically is this block. So basically here is no oxygen anymore. The force field block itself emits something that keeps the oxygen in the space of these blocks, but we would have to project it more to the outside to have, don't know, maybe the force field blocks somewhere here. Then we could have the area oxygenated. Let me grab the ship again. Remote access to... Can we get the miner? Hello? Control it. P. Disconnected, and now we can move the ship away from this. So we would have to have this a lot more to the outside, so that maybe it encases this and then hopefully would also count for the other grid. So this is no option for us, sadly. We will have to find ways to make nice airlocks. Again, the merge blocks, I will not risk that it moves the station over time away from our target down there. So that is no option for me. Again, docking ships to each other, nice. Station to ship might not work out so much. Good people, a lot of testing in this episode. I hope you liked it. If you did, then please leave a like on the episode. And I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.